Okay, happy Friday. It's Friday the 31st of January. I'm having another daily code challenge where I try and show off a little code wars by doing a code kata. Usually I try and do this at the start of my day, but it's been a crazy day today, so it's a little bit before bedtime, but we'll see if the brain is still working or not. So, I got a couple for you today. We're going to look at some regex. So, I blew the screen up a little bit better, so hopefully you guys can see a little better today. So we're going to do some regex basics. We have, is it a val? So this one's pretty easy. I'm going to train on this one. We're doing CFML again today. So this one should be something simple where basically you have input and we want to see if it's a val or not. So we should be able to just do a check saying if string equals, and then we could do A, or string equals B, something like that. Oh, that works pretty well, but that's going to be pretty boring, and if we have a different, more complicated set of things we want to check, it might get a little crazy too. So what we could do is, let's see, we could do like a regex find. So we could return refind, no case, and I believe in here we have the string first, and then we have the regex function. And then the refind, usually what it does is it brings back, basically it brings back an index of where, where in there in the string would that value be found. So what we'll do here, well, actually this looks like it's backwards. So if we have the RE first, so we have the regular expression, so we could have AEIOU, if it's AEIOU, looking string, and then it will return where it is. So that would return the position of the integer in the string. Sorry, not integer, val. So let's run the sample test here and see what happens. So it's the first character. So what I think we need to do is we need to return true if it's not -1. So if that equals -1, not equals to -1, this always catches me out with the find, because the 0 could be in 0 position, I believe. So here, if it's equal to 0, if it's not equal to -1, then we're going to return true, else false. Let's see if this logic plays out. I always get thrown by these RE finds. Ooh. So interesting. So what we can do here, I'm going to show you another site I like to use. So that when you're messing with some code and you want to try something simple, try CF is great. So they have a little scratch pad and you can just put some Cold Fusion code. You can even choose their engine you got to run it on, which is pretty neat. Abram Adams started this project a while ago and it's got some great tutorials as well. It's pretty cool. So let's see what our code actually produces here. So let's jump over here, and we're going to just basically do var return value equals, and we're going to find new case of nothing. Then we're going to right dump just see what it actually does. And then we'll do a couple more just to see the variations here. Now Brad is working with the admin for with the admin of CodeWars to try and give us more debugging inside of the test output, but right now unfortunately we don't have that ability to just output straight in CodeWars. So this works pretty nice. So I'm going to have an empty string here. We're going to do A here, we'll do 5 here, and then do ABC. Okay, so we'll run the code and see what happens. I've got to mix in my tags in my script. That's what happens when you're coding late at night. Okay, let's try this again here. See, and I think this is meant to be the other way around, and this docs has it backwards. So let's try this. A-E-I-O-U. So have an empty string. So have A, S, and then 7. We'll run this. There we go. That looks much better. So that's what happens when you listen to the docs. Okay, so we need to have it back the other way. Okay, so we pass the string in, so we can't just leave it alone. So find new case should be correct. We don't need true, false, or anything. I must have been getting confused with JavaScript again. But oh, so interesting. So return the number. So I was actually expecting false, but it's so we could do yes, no format. I believe that's what it is. That returns a yes or a no, not a boolean. Well, let's see if that works here. Because Cold Fusion under the hood does some weird things. We'll see if this is actually still can be coerced into a boolean or not. Aha, see, so is there a true false format? Yep, there is, apparently. And again, I'm not sure which engine this works on, so let me see here. Okay, so this is a Lucy only format apparently. Oh, so empty string is returning true. Oh, so it's only expecting one character and one character only, so a regex match is finding more than we actually want here. Huh. So I guess my first version would have been the easiest. Interesting. Okay. So let's try something here. So let's see. So if this length is 1 and it matches the regex. Let's see what that does. Again, it's not the most elegant solution, but let's see if this works. That did work. Okay. I'm going to submit this one. And I'm going to look up later on I already find where it only finds 1. Ooh. Interesting. So there's some more complicated tests here where the stack trace. Ah, interesting here. Invalid of the function find no case. First argument regular expression is invalid. So it says the first one should be the regular expression. Very interesting. So it's saying that we should have the regular expression first. So let's try. So because I didn't have the square brackets in it before, it was misbehaving. There we go. So the documentation was right. I just didn't have the square brackets. So in Cold Fusion regex, you usually have to have the square brackets. So interesting. So I'm going to submit that here. And then we're going to have another look at one here, at a different one. So this is similar again, it's a regex. So we're going to train this one. So Bob is a lazy man. He needs you to create a method that can determine how many letters and digits are in a given string. So if you get something like this, you'll have 6 digits or letters, and this one you'll have 6, this one you'll have 1. So what we need to do here, we need to look at the string input, and then we need to basically get rid of all the other stuff. So I'm going to do replace no case, do a re replace no case. So I'm going to put the input. See, this one has the input first, and then you have the regular expression. Then you have what you're going to replace, and then you have how many things you're going to replace. So all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to return the length of the string that comes back from this replace. Okay, so now what we have to do is figure out what do we want to do for this. So what we can do is in here we can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way through, and then do capitals as well. It is no case, so we don't have to worry about that. But then we have to do the numbers. So what you could do is do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then 0, 1, 2, 3. But there are some shorthands, which is nice. So you could just do this, and this should work. So let's run our sample tests. Because we're saying basically any letters from A to Z or any numbers from 0 to 9. So we're going to replace anything that's not that. So we're going to say anything that's not that, replace it with nothing. And that'll just leave us just those characters, and then we can count them. See, another solution is we could actually give some ranges. So we could actually do something like, I think it's A is C, a value. And so if you give it something like a letter, it'll actually give you back the ASCII number, and then you could say if the input for that character is between this number and this number, then you know it's one of those characters that you're looking for. But that's a little trickier, and it's not so smooth. This here allows you to search everything inside of it, just replacing the bad things. So let's see if we run the sample test and we get this to pass as well. And it passed, so we're going to submit this here. Now regex is something I always struggle with, but if you get it right, it's an amazingly powerful thing. One site that I was told a while ago, I think it was regexer. Yeah, so this is a great tool for learning regex, and so you can have your expression up here and your text below, and it can actually tell you what it's doing and how it's doing it. And so there are different types as well, and that's something I always get thrown by. So you've got JavaScript, or you got the PCRE, and sometimes you need to just be a little careful and sort of translate it to your type. Usually with ColdFusion, if you put square brackets around it, it usually works pretty good. But this allows you to figure out what you're doing, and so the cool thing is there's a lot of information here. There's patterns, there's cheat sheet, the whole reference is in here too, so you can look for different things. So I definitely recommend playing with things here, have the text that you want, and then see what it's doing and why. It's pretty neat. So anyway, so we got a couple of regex things done. Considering it's a late night on a Friday after a long day, I think I did okay. So hope everybody enjoyed, and you guys have a great night. Thanks. Bye.